Okay. Oh boy, did FK Twigs manipulate. Oh, I can't even tell you. Woof. Woof. Oh, honestly, scary as shit. Let's get back here. So then we've got Britney Spears as well, and the way that that's been contextualized. Should we start with the Britney Spears one? Okay. It's not to have a go. So there's an interview. This is CNN interview 2003. If you want to look this up, she's wearing like a short hair, like a little short blonde wig. It's the thing with Pepsi. Um, yeah. This is to highlight the interview's gross questions, albeit a performance that was threesome-esque. So they were talking about the MTV performance with Madonna and Christina Aguilera. But one spews the other and vice versa. Male sex idealisms, but from out the minds of the women stage artists, sex sells, sex kills. But then also men and boy bands, girl magazines conspiring. They were trying to goad the same reactions in male target markets, I think, to feed off of that. So basically, everyone was selling sex at this point. You had boy bands, which was really, really creepy. You had the girls equivalent. It was very, yeah, Disney, all of this shit that was going on. That's really, really fucking creepy. Really, it's very, very creepy shit. Marketing of all this. Let's see. This clip illustrates how female consumers and minority resented, I would say resented her for this far more than mass male motive, which would simply want her to continue being hot. So again, minority group wanted. So basically with male consumers, like they're talking about why did Britney Spears fall? Right. Firstly, with the consumer base, it's male. Yeah, absolutely sexy that. And then of course girls wanting to be here, like boys wanting to her and girls wanting to be here, right? That whole thing. A sexual canonization, a cultural female sexual canonization. Something that women must aspire to and girls, young girls aspiring to, all of it. All of it. Now, with men, the issue would be their want would be please continue to be hot. Please continue to be physically sound the way you do, look the way you do, move the way you do, so we can project our fantasies onto you. That would be men. And then maybe with, for example, Justin Timberlake's Taylor Swift moment of Cry Me a River thing, then you would have maybe the male of, oh, see, the want of, oh, she thinks she's too good for us, like that whole thing, like the rejection or male rejection. Male rejection nowhere near as bad as female rejection, by the way, as in the reactions that you get, consumers wise. Like, we'll go on. The real motive would be the female not aspiring to it, not being able to aspire to it. The reason why we say it's a female backlash is because they did the same thing with Marilyn Monroe. It's a consumerist trending that happens throughout music industry and old to new Hollywood. It was something where women would, albeit be absolutely programmed to feed off of one another, like to hack at each other, if that makes any sense. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Or just hack at each other. So, fight each other. And that's patriarchal grooming, absolutely, sure. But more specifically, women not taking responsibility for the way in which they're navigating through a system. There is such a thing as self-accountability. There is. I'm sorry, there is. There is. There has to be. I'm sorry, there has to be. Now, they started to attack Britney Spears. They did. She also was masculine, as much as they go. No, there were masculine parts, as in Michael Jackson moves, muscular physique. Yes, there were. Okay? Girls didn't like that. No, they did not. No, they did not. It wasn't a case of just her being attacked for the obvious sexual. And the sexual, honestly, do you want to know my opinion? That sexual stuff wasn't appropriate. Little girls watching it really need you. I think you should watch these performances again. Really. It isn't appropriate for little kids to be watching shit like that, gyrating, did it, all of this crap, and it got way out of hand. Way out of hand. Now, really though, come on. I think you should watch these things again. That's not intelligent sexuality or expression of intelligent sexuality or even female sexuality, albeit you could argue male patriarchal sexuality palettes that are being promoted here. Yeah, sure. It's not appropriate. It isn't. It's not appropriate. I said that before. I remember saying it years ago. It's not appropriate. And it's not appropriate. They did the same and they tried. This is where you think, oh, it's just men, whatever. Yeah, they try to do it with boy bands too. And it was like they're trying to create a consumer's need. Trying to create one and groom one. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay? So it's to say that what you had then was female hacking at Britney Spears. They wanted her to fall. That motive far outweighing the male consumer motive. Once it was a case where the motive was identified, like the consumerist motive was identified, and the need was identified by her team, that's when they started to recycle. They realized this sells. Tabloids, everything. This keeps selling. Brilliant. This keeps fucking selling. They started to recycle her self-destruction as product. They started to recycle the breakdowns as product. The more attention, the more that they just threw lipstick on her and pushed her out. That's what happened. Do you understand? Okay? So once again, in the assessment of what's going on, women have conveniently taken no self-accountability for the way that they've treated another woman. And they only ever... And now what they're trying to do is reframe it all so that their pathology is hidden. And actually the ones who... this is what they've tried to do, and you can see it. They've tried to blame this. I could see Avril Lavigne reels, all of this stuff. They're trying to blame it on women who tried to take this tomboy approach or were doing that, as if that was those were the people who fucking... Yeah. As if those were the fucking people who abused Britney Spears. Britney Spears was masculine-esque to a point. There were things... There is such a thing as unisex, I'm afraid. Deal with it. That's not just patriarchal. It's gonna happen. Deal with it. God fucking Christ. David Bowie, deal with it. Deal with it. It's that feeling. And so, I'm sorry. It is. It's gonna mix up. It's gonna mix up. That doesn't give you a right to have a go at every woman who's a bit masculine here and there. Doesn't work that way. Now, Britney Spears had masculine features. All right? That's what happened. And now what they're trying to do is flip it and say, no, these fucking women were all like having a go or whatever. They were identifying the fact that it was a sex product that was totally inappropriate, which they were, and they were trying to find a way out of it. But the people who actually abused Britney Spears was indeed people that couldn't live up to that pedestal. And that was girly girls too. All of it. They're renowned for it. They did the same thing to Marilyn Monroe. It goes on and on. Goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? It's like this is where it started. Hand to God of just creating these fucking... It's just sick. It's just absolutely sick. And what's really disgusting is that these women then putting it all on these other women that might have a low voice or whatever. That's natural. They're born that way, you dumb shits. It's just stuff like that. And it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable to be doing this and masking frat girl pathology. It's not okay. We're sick of it. And they've done it again in this issue. Again, they've done it. Once again. They will never admit the sexual, the cultural idolizations that occur and what that does to them as a minority fan base. They will never admit it. They're just going to say, no, men were the ones that were trying to trip her up in her heels. That was you. That was you. Hate to fucking break this to you as well. You know when Kristen Stewart and shit? That was also you. Oh, she looks like a fucking rat, a drugged rat. Oh, she has resting bitch face. Oh, she doesn't smile. Oh, she isn't one of the girls. That was you. Don't sit there and go, and why? Because they remind you of men. They remind you of men. And then you blame they have no comprehension of the difference between healthy masculinity and then, yes, less than 1% male. And what I've said, HP male shit, yeah. And then they blame masculine women for it. They're disgusting. Whilst adopting HP. I can't. So it's to fight, which defeats the purpose. It's both HP. It's completely fucking absurd and sad, and just, you're looking at them going, you know what? You're just the psychos. Psycho meets psycho. You have, in my opinion, you have psychotic masculine, and there is such a thing as healthy masculine. It is out there. I have met it. And you also have healthy feminine, which is, again, not just submissive. It's not like, oh, I'm just a flower. No, it's not like that at all. And then you have psychotic feminine, which is frat girl, absolute nut jobs that think it's okay to fucking hurt another woman. And all of this shit.